I accidentally cut my finger, and suddenly my hair slipped straight into the wound, quietly feeding on my blood. I thought it was just an illusion, but during dinner, a strand fell into my plate, and all the sauce slowly disappeared. Unease set in, and I realized the hair transplant I had a few days ago was hiding a terrifying curse. When I was a child, my sister washed my hair and mistook bleach for shampoo, rubbing so hard that it badly burned my scalp. From that day on, my hair never grew back, and I had to keep a frizzy style to hide the scars. Coworkers constantly mocked my hair, and after decades of hard work, I was still invisible at the company. Even my boyfriend said I was not good enough and left me on the spot. I decided to change my life and walked into a salon with all my savings. Imported hair filled the shop, and the stylist promised that everyone who got a transplant there became irresistible. I chose the long black hair and told her to start immediately. The pain was far beyond anything I imagined as she tied my old hair into tiny braids and without any anesthesia, stitched the new hair into my scalp strand by strand. The agony nearly knocked me out, but I endured it for beauty and finally lost consciousness. When I woke up, the woman in the mirror stunned me, and every bit of pain suddenly felt worth it. The stylist warned me never to let the hair touch water, because once it did, it would fall off instantly. Back at the office, just as she said, I became the center of attention, with every eye fixed on me. Lost in the joy of being beautiful, I failed to see the nightmare this hair would bring. Soon, I discovered it really could feed on blood, and I planned to confront the stylist the next day. That night, my drunk landlord broke in, claiming to collect rent, and tried to cross the line. In panic, I grabbed a knife and stabbed his shoulder, and the hair sensed the blood and began to move on its own. In an instant, it wrapped around his arm and dragged him to the floor, then slipped into his wound, and before long, he stopped moving completely. To avoid prison, I threw his body out the window, and when the police came the next day, they could never determine the cause of death. No one imagined the real killer was my hair. After tasting human blood, it grew even more dangerous. And that night, just as my period began, and I was about to change supplies, something happened that completely broke me.